Breaking right now at 6, we're learning more about this afternoon's bear attack in Franklin County.
Arkansas Game and Fish says it is the state's first reported bear attack in at least 25 years. It all unfolding tonight in the Mulberry Mountain area off Highway 23 in northern Franklin County.
Yeah, we'll get straight to 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer, who just arrived there. Lauren.
Yeah, Game and Fish says, like you said, that this hasn't happened in at least 25 years. They called this unusual and exceedingly rare. They say earlier today, a 70-year-old man was attacked by a bear here in northern Franklin County near Mulberry Mountain. That's where we're at right now. We're not sure of an exact location of where this happened. We're still working to figure out those details. But as you can see, it's a pretty remote location up here. Officials tell us this man was working on a gravel road in his tractor when his son came to check on him, and his son saw him being attacked by a bear. Game wardens were called in, and they have since put that bear down. They now have a large carnivore biologist that was set to pick up the bear for a necropsy. The victim was then flown to Washington Regional Medical Center in Fayetteville. Right now, no word on the man's condition just yet. We're still working to figure out those details as well as find out where this happened near Mulberry Mountain. We're on the pig trail, still trying to find that exact location. We're going to follow updates from Game and Fish and let you know what happens tonight on your 5 News at 10. For now, I'm live in Franklin County covering news where you live. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
Thank you, Lauren. And this is, of course, a developing story. We'll be working throughout the evening to learn more. As Lauren said, look for updates on our website and on your 5 News at 10.
Well, thanks for joining us for your 5 News at 6. I'm Darren Bob.
And I'm Morgan Wrigley, and Scott Covert's here with us, has the latest on the forecast and the rising temperatures.
Yeah, it's going to be warm the next couple of days. Not bad, though. First things first, we do have a cold front tracking our direction right now. It's still way off to our west. This one is a weak cold front, and it's going to pass through with very little fanfare. Maybe a shower or two will be possible overnight into the first part of tomorrow morning. You can see a couple of those showers lining up on that front there right now. Meanwhile, our skies mostly clear at the moment. Tomorrow, that chance of rain about 20%, limited to mostly northwest Arkansas. Those clouds will be thick first part of the day. They'll slowly break. We'll see a little bit of sunshine going into the afternoon. We're going to be warming up into the middle 80s in northwest Arkansas. Meanwhile, I think many of us in the River Valley, well, we're going to crack into those low 90s tomorrow. Starting off the day, though, comfortably in the upper 60s. By lunchtime, though, starting to feel that warmth. Tracking a few things going into the next several days. Yeah, it's going to be warm the next couple, but with that second front, it's a big one coming in Friday night. A big cool down will follow. That front does bring rain chances as well. We'll tackle how it could impact some of our weekend plans right here in just a few moments.
All right, Scott, thanks. New at 6 tonight, we're asking the Arkansas Department of Transportation why maintenance on the Midland Bridge that connects Van Buren and Fort Smith is still delayed.
Our news reporter Claire Everbach found out that crews are actually just about to start work.
Drivers who rely on the Midland Bridge are eager for work to finally get started. And Dave Parker, spokesperson for the Arkansas Department of Transportation, says crews are ready.
That should begin tomorrow night, and we anticipate that all being wrapped up sometime around Thanksgiving.
The bridge first needed construction about a year ago, with plans to be finished by this past spring.
It had the normal issues of wear and tear. It needed to be resurfaced. It needed to be repaved, so to speak. It needed a new, smooth deck portion to it.
But before work could begin,
we discovered there were some issues with one of the back walls, some small fractures that the contractor discovered, and we had to address that,
forcing them to pause the project until now. People who live near the Midland Bridge didn't want to go on camera, but openly talked with me about frustration with delays. With work set to start tomorrow,
they'll go in there and create the new bridge deck, the overlay.
Parker assures drivers it's all for the better.
Bottom line is the bridge was worn down. The bridge had given everything it could, and it just needed some basic maintenance. It wasn't a matter of an issue of safety on the bridge. It was just getting in there and giving it the attention it needed and required.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Parker also thanked residents for their patience with all of these delays.
He says he's looking forward to that new bridge in December. Well, tonight, the defense for a Washington County man accused of murder says the charge doesn't match evidence in the case.
5 News reporter Bo Russell was at the courthouse today and explains why.
Defense attorneys for Jason Lawson say that first-degree murder is not the correct charge in this case. They say that prosecutors don't have enough evidence to show prior intent in the fatal stabbing of Benjamin Martin in June of 2024. Case records show the victim, Benjamin Martin, and Lawson had argued more than once over rent. The defense says Martin threatened Lawson with a hammer, prompting their client to act in self-defense. They say that doesn't meet first-degree murder standards and request it to be altered, but prosecutors disagree. They say the force of the stabbing and the fact that Lawson allegedly tampered with evidence is enough to leave first degree on the table. The jury didn't hear any of that. They were sent out of the courtroom when prosecutors rested their case. They had detectives and medical examiners take the stand today. The jury also watched an hour-long interrogation video between detectives and Lawson. In that video, Lawson could be heard admitting to killing Martin, even suggesting Martin could have fallen on the knife. The medical examiner testified that physically could not have happened. After the stabbing, detectives say Lawson covered Martin's body with a sheet, moved him, then doused him in gasoline. The judge says he will have a decision on charges tomorrow. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
All right, Bo, thanks. Also new tonight, a woman from Greenwood is accused of running over her husband in Lavaca. Sebastian County Sheriff's Office said today they arrested 34-year-old Dara Masterson. She's being charged tonight with second-degree battery and driving while intoxicated. She's being held in a $10,000 bond. Deputies got a medical call on Sunday for Masterson's husband. He was later airlifted to Little Rock for treatment. They confirmed he is still in the hospital, but now in stable condition. Around Arkansas, the first round of checks for the new data match program from the state's auditor's office now rolling out. They say more than $700,000 worth of checks will be mailed this week. Program called the Great Arkansas Treasure Hunt aims to get people who have unclaimed property the money owed to them without having to file a claim. Now, this could be uncashed checks, unreimbursed deposits, and more. It all comes from a new state law that requires the office to mail checks to people as long as their identity can be proven through multiple sources. You have to be owed between $50,000 and $5,000 to be eligible for the program. Otherwise, you'll have to file a claim. A tragic holiday weekend in Lake Hamilton after a deadly boat crash there Sunday night. 3 people killed in that accident near Hot Springs: Justin Hall, Edis Miller, and Andrew Eason. It all happened late Sunday night in a busy channel when a fast-moving boat hit a party barge with about 10 people on board. At least 3 people were also left injured and had to go to the hospital. Friends of Edis Miller and Justin Hall described them as the glue of their friend group and people who always wanted to bring others together.
Very welcoming, very genuine, just very intuitive.
He was relentless at fostering friendships.
We are all friends because they were so unconditionally loving every person for who they are and not for what they wanted to get out of it.
Game and Fish are continuing to investigate how this crash actually happened. You can read more about it on our website at 5newsonline.com. Some Fort Smith residents may be hearing more fighter jets overnight this week. The 188th Air Guard Base says F-35 pilots will be training overnight until next Friday. It's all part of the 85th Fighters Group role in the Foreign Military Sales Program. Last December, the base said pilots from Poland will be training until the end of this year. After, they expect pilots from Finland and Germany to conduct training missions.
Ozark Regional Transit is expanding access as ridership continues to grow. Right now, ORT averages over 1,000 riders a day, and they say they expect that number to continue to rise. ORT says one of the major contributors to that spike is the new Walmart campus. Workers can save time by using the bus instead of looking for parking. Another contributor is the expanding routes. Recently, ORT broke down the larger routes into smaller ones to better accommodate people who need to take shorter routes. Well, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Beaver Lake is now accepting burn permit applications for landowners near the lake. The permits allow owners to burn driftwood and other flood debris on public land around the lake. Applicants can submit permit requests through next August. Burning on public land without permission is a federal violation. You can read more details on requirements on our website, 5newsonline.com. And preparations are already underway for this month's LPGA golf tournament in Rogers. The Walmart NWA Championship tees off in 2 weeks at Pinnacle Country Club. Tour players will compete for $3 million in purse payouts. And one of those players is coming back to her hometown. It's Rogers native and former Razorback golfer Brooke Matthews. She says she's excited to be back playing in her hometown for this tournament.
It's, a week I really want to do well, but at the same time I just want to enjoy it, want to enjoy everybody, coming out and cheering for me and like having my family around and sleeping at home and yeah, just enjoying like all the kind of little perks like that.
The week starts the 5K benefiting the Mercy Health Foundation on September 13th.